Hello friends. Today we'll be discussing the god Anubis. Let's learn more about his role, significance, and influence on the culture and religion of ancient Egypt. Let our journey into the past begin. Egyptian mythology is known for its vast array of gods and goddesses who influence the religious, cultural, and political aspects of ancient Egyptian life. One of such influential gods was Anubis, the god of the sky and air. The god Anubis originates from ancient Egyptian mythology, with his history known from papyri and depictions dating back to approximately 2,700 years before the Common Era. He was considered one of the most influential gods in ancient Egyptian mythology, with his cult known from numerous centers in Egypt, including the city of Memphis. Anubis, Greek, Inpu, Egyptian, is one of the oldest and most revered gods in the pantheon of ancient Egypt. One of the functions of the god Anubis was to punish sinners in the Egyptian underworld. Additionally, the god Anubis is responsible for wisdom, karma, rewards, and punishments earned by individuals in their earthly life. It is Anubis who decides how long a person will live on earth, determining who is ready to depart and who has yet to fulfill their tasks. The jackal-headed Anubis symbolized his connection to burial sites and the afterlife, while the black color often used to depict Anubis embodied both the color of mummification wrappings and the fertile black soil of the Nile Valley. Anubis was also associated with the principles of life, death, and resurrection, and was considered a symbol of the transition from life to death. Anubis, the ancient Egyptian god of embalming and the afterlife, was associated with several grand rituals, among which were the weighing of the heart ceremony. In this ritual, the heart of the deceased was weighed against a feather of the goddess Maat to determine if the deceased was worthy of entering the afterlife. If a person lived a righteous and just life, their heart and the feather weighed equally. If they sinned, the heart weighed more than the feather. Accordingly, the decision was made on where to send the deceased, with the righteous sent to the afterlife and the sinner devoured by the creature Ammit. Embalming and mummification. Anubis was revered as the god of embalming and mummification, often depicted in tomb paintings overseeing the process, with his statue placed in tombs to protect the deceased. Funeral processions. It was believed that Anubis led the dead to the underworld, often depicted in funeral processions, leading with an ankh, the symbol of life, in hand. Processions with statues of Anubis were frequently conducted during religious festivals, with participants wearing masks or costumes to portray the god. Offerings and sacrifices. Anubis was believed to accept offerings and sacrifices, such as food, drinks, and other items as a means to ensure a smooth journey to the afterlife. Offerings were often placed on tables before Anubis's statue to honor and appease him. The influence of the god Anubis on modern art and architecture is not as significant as his influence on the art and architecture of ancient Egyptian civilization. However, he may still be known in some European museums where ancient Egyptian artifacts are preserved, such as reliefs and statues. In some well-known genres of art, such as fantasy and fantasy, elements of ancient Egyptian mythology may be depicted, including Anubis. However, in contemporary architecture and art, his influence may be minor or absent. Anubis, the god of funerary rites and mummification in ancient Egyptian mythology, had a profound impact on the religious beliefs and practices of ancient Egyptians. As the protector of the deceased, Anubis was associated with the afterlife, believed to have the power to conduct souls of the deceased to the underworld and judge their worthiness to enter the afterlife. Worship of Anubis was widespread, and his cult was considered one of the most important in ancient Egypt. He was depicted as a deity with the head of a jackal, symbolizing his connection to the dead and the underworld. Anubis was also closely associated with the process of mummification, an ancient Egyptian practice of preserving the dead for the afterlife. It was believed that Anubis was responsible for embalming the deceased and preparing their bodies for the journey to the afterlife. Mummification was considered a crucial aspect of Egyptian religion and was seen as a way to ensure a successful afterlife for the deceased. In addition to his role in funerary rites, Anubis was also considered a god of justice and was associated with the weighing of the heart, a ceremony in which the heart of the deceased was weighed against the feather of Maat, the goddess of truth and balance. If the heart was found to be lighter than the feather, the soul was considered worthy and allowed to enter the afterlife. If the heart was heavier, the soul was devoured by Ammit, the devourer of the dead. Worship of Anubis played a significant role in the religious beliefs and practices of ancient Egyptians. As the protector of the deceased and guide to the afterlife, he was highly revered and played a central role in their understanding of death and the afterlife. The legacy of Anubis continues to be felt today, as his image remains one of the most recognizable symbols of ancient Egyptian mythology. Osiris is an ancient Egyptian god associated with the afterlife, resurrection, and eternal life. He was a central figure in the religion of ancient Egyptians and played a key role in their beliefs about the afterlife. Osiris became the ruler of Egypt and brought his people knowledge of agriculture, laws, and civilization. His reign was a time of peace and prosperity. He taught people how to cultivate grains and grapes and was revered for his wisdom and justice. Set, jealous of Osiris's power and popularity, decided to get rid of his brother. He organized a feast and invited Osiris. At the feast, Set offered guests to try a coffin that was made to fit Osiris exactly. When Osiris lay in the coffin, Set and his accomplices sealed it and threw it into the Nile. Osiris was not always the god of the afterlife. In ancient Egyptian mythology, he was initially the god of vegetation and fertility. He was closely associated with the annual flooding of the Nile, which brought fertile silt and allowed for rich harvests. Thus, Osiris symbolized not only death and resurrection, but also the cycles of nature. In honor of Osiris, annual festivals were held in ancient Egypt dedicated to his life, death, and resurrection. These festivals symbolized the fertility of the land and the rebirth of nature. Rituals were performed that symbolized the struggle between life and death, good and evil. Osiris was known for his mastery of magic and alchemy. He taught his followers the art of creating amulets and talismans, which protected them from evil spirits and brought good luck. These magical items became an important part of Egyptian culture and religion. Under Osiris's guidance, the Egyptians built many magnificent temples and monuments. These buildings served as places of worship for the gods and centers of religious life. Osiris's temples were adorned with intricate carvings and frescoes depicting scenes from his life and deeds. Osiris was known for his wisdom and justice. He taught people to live in harmony with one another, respect the laws, and follow the principles of justice. His teachings became the foundation for the Egyptian legal system and moral values, which were revered for centuries. Osiris was also a patron of the arts and crafts. He inspired artists and craftsmen to create magnificent works of art that adorned temples and palaces. Under his influence, Egyptian art reached unprecedented heights, becoming a symbol of beauty and skill. Osiris was the patron of knowledge and education. He established schools where young Egyptians could study science, art, and magic. Osiris believed that education was the key to the prosperity of society, and his efforts led to the development of culture and science in Egypt. Osiris loved to travel across his lands, getting to know the peoples and cultures that inhabited Egypt. He shared his experiences and knowledge, helping people improve their lives. These journeys strengthened the ties between different regions and promoted the unity of the country. One day, Osiris decided to build a bridge across the Nile River to connect the two banks and facilitate people's movement. He gathered the best craftsmen and architects who, under his guidance, created a magnificent bridge that became a symbol of unity and progress. Osiris planted a sacred tree that became known as the Tree of Life. This tree bore fruits that could heal illnesses and extend life, People came to the tree to receive Osiris's blessing and gain health and longevity. Osiris appointed his loyal servants as gatekeepers in his temples. These guardians had magical abilities and protected the sanctuaries from evil spirits and enemies. Each temple of Osiris was well guarded, ensuring the safety of the faithful and the preservation of relics. Osiris was associated with the night sky and the stars. Egyptians believed that Osiris was the embodiment of the constellation Orion and worshipped him as a star god. By observing the stars, people saw signs and predictions that Osiris sent them from the heavens. Osiris revealed the secrets of alchemy to his priests, teaching them to turn simple metals into gold and create elixirs of immortality. This knowledge helped the priests heal diseases and create miraculous potions, strengthening people's faith in Osiris's power. Osiris could summon magical creatures for protection and assistance to people. One such creature was Bennu, a sacred bird symbolizing rebirth and a new beginning. Bennu helped people in difficult times and was a harbinger of good news. Osiris was the keeper of time and the cycles of nature. He oversaw the changing seasons, controlling the floods of the Nile and the harvest. Thanks to his care, the land was always fertile, and people could predict natural phenomena and prepare for them. Osiris revealed to the architects of ancient Egypt the secrets of building pyramids. Under his guidance, magnificent pyramids were erected, serving as resting places for pharaohs and symbols of eternal life. These structures became wonders of the world and proof of the Egyptian engineering genius. Osiris created the river of life, which flowed through his realm and brought life-giving moisture to all beings. The water of this river was sacred and had healing properties. People came to the river to drink its water and gain strength and health. Osiris found sacred stones that possessed magical properties and could protect against evil. He placed these stones in key locations throughout Egypt, creating a protective barrier around his land. These stones became symbols of strength and protection. Osiris created life-giving dew that fell to the ground every morning. This dew had magical properties, helping plants grow faster and be more fruitful. People believed that dewdrops were Osiris's blessings, bringing life and abundance. Osiris could communicate with the spirits of nature and summon them to help people. Tree, river, and mountain spirits came to him for advice and helped maintain harmony in nature. These spirits were the link between people and nature, ensuring their prosperity. Osiris created a golden amulet that had the power to protect against all diseases and misfortunes. This amulet was passed down from generation to generation, protecting its owners and bringing them luck. People believed that the amulet contained a piece of Osiris's magical power. Thank you for watching our video about the legends of Osiris. These myths give us a unique insight into the culture and beliefs of ancient Egyptians. Osiris was not only the god of the afterlife, but also a symbol of wisdom, fertility, and harmony. Today, we're embarking on an exciting journey into the world of ancient Egypt, where we'll delve into the majesty and mystery of the Egyptian sun god, Ra. You'll learn about the ancient myths surrounding this deity and intriguing facts related to his cult. Get ready to uncover more about the greatness and secrets of this ancient deity, which stood at the heart of the beliefs of ancient Egyptians. Enjoy the show. Ra, the leader of the 9 principal deities of the Heliopolitan pantheon, which settled in ancient Egypt. The god of the celestial luminary, the word literally means sun, was characterized by a kind disposition, although he could be wrathful. The rulers of the Egyptian lands claimed to be relatives of Ra, so the right to rule of the pharaohs was considered indisputable. The foremost god of Egypt, the god of the sun, the king of gods. He created himself from the primordial ocean, creator of the earth and sky. Sometimes he is called Amun-Ra. As the god Amun was highly revered in Upper Egypt, he was the god of wind. Until the unification of Egypt, it was believed that Ra and Amun were 2 different gods. Then they merged into one, and the god became Amun-Ra. It is believed that all the pharaohs of Egypt are sons of Ra. He travels through the sky in his boat, illuminating the earth every day. In the evening, according to Egyptian legends, Ra descends into the underworld and battles the forces of evil. Ra has never lost a battle. Having emerged victorious, he returns on his boat to the sky and continues to illuminate the earth. He is the chief judge in the world of gods and in the earthly world. The sun disk is not the only attribute of the sun god Ra. The scepter is constantly by his side. It is a symbol of power and strength. The element of this god is fire, and the main colors associated with Ra are red, orange, yellow, and gold. Many festivals were dedicated to Ra in ancient Egypt. The first day of the year, the 6th, and the 7th day of each month were all dedicated to Ra. He is depicted with the head of a falcon, and his symbol is the sun. Depending on the time of day, the season, and the city in which he was worshipped, Ra was depicted differently. During the day, Ra was portrayed as a man with a solar disk on his head, at night as a ram or a cat capable of killing a serpent. Ra was also depicted as an infant, a lion, or a white calf during the day. He has many forms and many names, but one thing remains unchanged. He is the most important of all gods. He is their king. Ra has an unusual eye, which later became known as the Eye of Ra. This eye can take on different forms and discern falsehood. According to myths and legends, Ra brings immortality not only to the pharaohs, but also to the entire state, but only through the pharaoh. The sun was considered a symbol of immortality in Egypt because it died and was reborn. Amun-Ra, the sun god, is the god of immortality. Ra was also revered because the sun was essential for successful agriculture. Without Ra, life on Earth would be impossible. Like the sun, this god assumes many forms. It is Ra who allows the world to develop, who enables our world to exist. According to Egyptian legends and writings, Ra is the father of Shu, air, and Tefnut, moisture. From these gods, Geb, earth, and Nut, sky, were born. Ra is their grandfather. Isis and Osiris, the benevolent beginnings, as well as Seth and Nephthys, the malevolent beginnings, are considered Ra's great-grandparents. The city of Ra is Heliopolis. This sun city is the capital of the cult of Ra. Origin story. During the reign of the pharaohs of the 3rd dynasty, Ra successfully replaced his predecessor, the primordial god Atum, as the chief deity of the sun and all living beings on earth. Later, the rulers of the Egyptian 5th dynasty transformed the worship of Ra into a state religion and even claimed to be his sons. In other religious centers of Egypt, this god bore another name, Amun. The ancient city of Iunu, Heliopolis, became the heart of the deity's cult. Papyri preserved in the Berlin Museum attest to the fact that ancient Egyptians worshipped the sun god Ra. Oscar von Lem undertook their study at the end of the 19th century. The deity also appears in religious collections, hymns, and inscriptions on tombs. Ra's father is the primitive chaos Nun. The sun proved to be more powerful and older, so he managed to emerge from chaos. This happened in a place where the city of Hermopolis formed. After Ra's birth, he defeated the forces of darkness and ignited the light from the lotus flower. However, other versions of the origin of the solar deity compete with this beautiful legend, so the beginning of his biography is vague. In one part of the myths, the god hatched from a goose egg, while some legends tell that Ra came from the east in the form of a scarab beetle, which rolled the light ahead of him. Some stories claim that the god should be thanked for the land that emerged on Earth. He created it by appearing in the form of a falcon. Ra's appearance is varied. In the legacy left by the ancient Egyptians, the deity sometimes appears in the form of a large cat, the same falcon, a human with a bird's head, or a ram with the sun disk on it. Egyptian Ra heads the Heliopolitan Aeneid of deities. All 9 gods of this pantheon are relatives. From Ra were born the son Shu, representing air, and the daughter Tefnut, responsible for moisture and warmth. From this pair were born Geb, earth, and Nut, sky, who became the parents of Osiris, lord of the afterlife, Isis, goddess of fertility, Seth, ruler of natural elements, and Nephthys, goddess of the world of the dead. The name Ra is also borne by the sun god in Slavic mythology. The son of the creator of the universe for millennia carried the hot light on a chariot to the heavenly dawn. Ra in myths. The characterization of this character in ancient Egyptian myths evokes sympathy. The god is depicted as just and kind. Even when he is angry, it quickly dissipates, and he tries to rectify mistakes. Ra, while creating the world, ruled over humanity as a pharaoh under a mysterious name. People enjoyed prosperity in those glorious times until the deity grew old. His bones turned to gold, and his wisdom apparently dwindled. The old god managed to trick his grandson Osiris by learning his second name. Since then, humanity has drifted away, ceasing to heed divine will. Ra became angry with humans and decided to destroy humankind. With the help of other deities, he unleashed a curse upon them to drown in their own blood. The lioness-headed war goddess Sekhmet devoured people. In the Book of the Heavenly Cow, found in one of the tombs, it is described that the sun god woke up in time. He saved the surviving humans by giving Sekhmet barley beer tinted red like blood. Then, Ra, with his granddaughter Nut transformed into a cow on his back, left the ungrateful bipeds in flesh and blood for the sky. In the heavens, Ra didn't want to sit idly, as he also felt pity for humans. Therefore, the sun god began to ride across the sky on a boat at dawn. In the evening, he changed his mode of transportation and headed to the afterlife. There, every night, Ra, in the form of a yellow cat, stood against the serpent, a terrifying creature, a spawn of chaos and evil, Apophis, in another version, Apep. The demon of darkness was not appeased in his desire to forever deprive people of the warm sun, but at dawn, Ra always triumphed over the adversary. After triumphing over the serpent, Ra dedicated an hour to communicating with the living in the afterlife with the gods and the souls of the deceased. The kind god granted them rights on earth in exchange for obedience. Ra also chose a few lucky ones who were bestowed the honor of accompanying him on his journey through the sky during the daytime. In Slavic myths, Ra's daughter Radha decided to compete with the sun god in beauty and grandeur. The competition ended with the father's victory. In the sky, he proved to be superior, and Radha became recognized as the most beautiful on earth. Interesting facts. Ancient Egyptians left 75 offerings in honor of Ra. These artifacts were found in the tombs of the Ramessides, the pharaohs of the 20th dynasty. Small pyramids on each side were adorned with a solar bark and prayers to the god over a bowed man. These objects were believed to empower the deceased in the afterlife. A currently active volcano on Io, a moon of the planet Jupiter, was named after the deity Ra. The Egyptian sun god became a hero in two popular computer and role-playing games, Age of Mythology and Dungeons and Dragons. In Dungeons and Dragons, a fictional world is created where Ra leads the Mulhorandi pantheon. Archaeologist and explorer from Norway, Thor Heyerdahl, gave divine names to two of his boats, Ra and Ra-Satu. The first vessel was built from papyrus according to ancient Egyptian drawings, but it tore apart during the voyage. The Ra-Satu was modified, and the explorer successfully demonstrated through his journey from Morocco to Barbados that ancient sailors could have made transatlantic crossings, suggesting that the Egyptians might have traveled to the New World. Thank you for joining us on this fascinating journey through the mythology of the ancient Egyptian sun god, Ra. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below sharing your thoughts or any questions you may have. May the light of Ra guide you on your own journey, illuminating your path with wisdom and inspiration. Stay curious, and until next time, may your adventures be as legendary as the tales of Ra himself.